Hey there. Um, this is uncomfortable for me, and but it's important, so that's why I'm doing it. And I should probably explain what I'm doing, why it's uncomfortable, and why I'm doing it. That's probably a good place to start. So I started speaking about mortality in 2003 because I know when I'm going to die. And I've talked about that in a million places, but the 2-second version is I was born with multiple congenital heart defects. Was told by a cardiologist when I was 18 that they hoped I lived to be 30. And took me 6 years to figure out what the hell do you do with that information. And you're 18 and you're past middle aged. What do you do? And ultimately, I came to realize that this was the best news anybody ever could have given me, because I was seeing it for those 6 years. I was seeing it as this death sentence. 30 is my death sentence. But I switched and realized, no, this is a wake-up call. And it's a wake-up call to start living, because what if he's wrong? What if I get to live to 40 or 45 or 50 or 100? Then what? Also, though, what if he's wrong? What if I only get to 25, 28, 29? Either way, it's not about how long I get to live. It's about what am I doing with it? And I think that was the piece that really, locked it in for me. And then I realized, well, this is a story that this lesson applies to everybody because we're all mortal. And so I started sharing this in 2003. I started sharing the story of my mortality and what I was calling the power of mortality, the power of realizing that you don't get to live forever, and how that can help move you and change the way you think about things and the way you value things and the way you live, really. But for the last number of years, like maybe 10 years, I haven't been true. I haven't been true to that. I've let my head get in the way. And, I started speaking in 2003. I wrote a book in 2005. I was interviewed on TV and radio, an hour-long interview on Oprah and Friends. I was reaching a lot of people. I was helping a lot of people, and I was getting tremendous feedback. But that changed, and that stopped. And I've been trying to get back to that and trying to get that message out there, because I know that it impacts people and I know that it's important. But I want it to be this, as a speaker, I'm a very polished professional speaker, always have been. And when I teach classes or when I do workshops, same thing. I'm very professional, personal. I'm a personal person, but very professional. And there are times when I'm talking about this mortality piece, or I'm writing about it, or I'm podcasting about it, that it just doesn't rise up to my standards. And I realize that my standards are getting in the way. In the way of the message. It's my ego. My ego is getting in the way of the message, right? It's because there's the message over here, and then there's me. My standards are getting in the way of the message. And I'm just here to share this message. I absolutely 100% believe that. But I haven't been able to figure out how to bridge that gap between me and the message until yesterday. Because yesterday, I thought about you. I think about you a lot, not just yesterday. I think about you every day. But yesterday, I thought about you more specifically, and I realized that by not sharing this message in whatever format, however messy it tends to be at any given moment, by not sharing that, I'm doing you a disservice. I'm, hoarding or holding back on things that could potentially help you. And I don't want to do that. That's selfish. That's it's just not who I want to be. So I'm going to make a commitment. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to make videos for you. And they're not going to be super polished. They're not going to be scripted. They're not, they're going to be what they are. But this is part of the problem is I've had, I should talk about this. But then I'm like, but I don't like the way my beard, I'm having a bad beard day or something. I'm waiting for some sort of thing, some sort of, conditions to align. I want the stars to align before I share this message. Or I think, okay, yeah, that's really good. But wait, maybe I should hang on to that because I think that might be part of a bigger thing. Maybe that could be the beginning of a workshop, and then that workshop could transform into a book. But wait, maybe the book should be first, and maybe, hang on, what about fuck. This is something else you need to know. I'm gonna swear. I'm passionate about this stuff. It's about life, and that's just how I live life. Is I think we need to be passionate, and for me, that sometimes comes out in colorful language. So just be aware of that. But I want to stop that bullshit that just runs through my head and overthinking, because I want to help you. I want to get to you. And that's what this message is all about. Yes, I want to help as many people as possible. Yes, I really, truly, 100% believe that the mortality mindset can make a massive difference in the world. I mean, think about it. What would be possible if you didn't fear death? How much different, how different would our world be if people walked around knowing that everything they do is important because we don't live forever? I think that's a big, big shift that we can all make. And I want to play my part in that. But until all of that is ready, until, the books and the workshops and the all of that is ready, I'm not going to just sit with this. I'm going to share it with you. Right? Because I think that's, I don't think, that's what I'm doing this for. At the end of the day, I'm doing this for you. I want you to get this. I want you to live your life this way because you matter to me. And because I think it's incredibly important that you know that. So I'm going to create a section on my YouTube channel called For You, and I'll be dropping these videos in there. I don't know how often they're going to be. I don't know how long they're going to be. It's going to be making it up as I go along. So subscribe and follow along, and we'll be in touch. All right, take care.